60 Cycle Hum features a mix of products that were purchased or provided and content that is a mix of sponsored, paid, unpaid, and Patreon funded. Use your eyes, ears, and common sense to come to your own conclusions.
Oh yeah, that is so smooth. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. You're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and in this video, I'm going to guide you through the Fender Mustang Micro here. This is one of those little amp plug gizmos. You plug this side into your guitar or anything else with a 1/4-inch output. You plug your headphones right there to monitor it. You've got a power switch there, a master volume on the front. This thing gets loud. I'm going to say that. Turned all the way up. I feel like I would be risking hearing damage if I played with this long term. I keep it right about there. I'm very happy with the volume at that level. On this side, you have a bunch of controls here. You can scroll through amp settings with this button, EQ settings on those amp settings with this button, effects right here. You've got a bunch of effects to choose from, and then a modify button for modifying those effects. This is where things get a little tricky. How am I going to record this thing so that I'm displaying it to you so that you can hear it? It's a headphone plug. If I plugged it into the guitar, it would be down here somewhere and you wouldn't be able to see me messing with the settings. Also, if I plug in the headphones, you're not going to be able to hear it. I'm going to be able to hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it into this Peterson Strobo Stomp here to host it here on the table. And then obviously the other end of the cable will be plugged into my guitar. And then this is the part that's going to get controversial. People are going to get angry. I'm going to run it into the Strymon Iridium. I'm using it solely as a utility box here. It will not be on. Right now it's on, but the volume is all the way off. It's functioning as a mute. In the off position, it won't be processing the sound at all. But what is happening is I'm going to be running this stereo TRS 3.5 millimeter plug into it, into an adapter in the Iridium, and then I'll be able to split into stereo into my field recorder here so that you can hear the stereo effects that are in the Mustang Micro. There's a couple delays and reverbs that do the stereo width panning sort of thing, and I wanted to make sure I could show that off. And then of course there is a headphone output on the Strymon that will allow me to listen through my headphones. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. I'm going to start off with my Fender Amp Pro 2 Jazzmaster here because why not, right? Fender into a Fender. Well, I'm going to explore the kind of the cleaner, surfier tones with this guitar, and then when I get into the high gain stuff, I'm going to throw on a guitar with some humbuckers in it. I want to start off on the default position here, which is with all the LEDs on white, which means the amp is the 65 twin with a compressor on it. The EQ is set to the middle. You scroll all the way over here and it's all the way bright. All the way over here is all the way dark. It's a pretty subtle adjustment, but it still makes a difference. The effect is set to a hall reverb in the middle position, same as the EQ. Red is all the way up, but down, blue is the lowest setting, and purple is all the way off. All right, so what does that sound like? it sounds pretty good. It's got a bit of like a country twang to it. It's got a bit of like an oldies sound to it. I like to use this setting for like jazz sounds too. Roll back the tone a bit. Get the idea. All right, let's go through the effects first and then we'll get into the amps. I'm gonna turn that hall reverb all the way up. Kind of subtle, also kind of pretty. Let's check out the spring reverb. You know I want to check out that spring reverb. Let's cut to the chase and turn it all the way up. I know what you're asking right now. You're asking, Ryan, does it drip? Well, not technically. And more like it clanks and hits a splash. It's not quite a fully authentic drip, but it gets me there. It does like a surfy sort of sound. I'll say that there are plenty of reverb pedals that I've used over the years that don't get as close as that. It doesn't get close enough for me to just say like, oh, this has a drippy reverb, but I can certainly play surfy sounding stuff with it. And I'm very happy with how it sounds when I'm sitting on the couch jamming, practicing with this thing. I think it sounds really good. But yeah, I'm not going to say go out and buy this and expect to get a fully authentic, like surfy drip sort of sound out of it. But damn, that's not bad. What do you think? What do you think of that? Let's go on to the next reverb here. This is a modulated stereo reverb. I'm going to turn it all the way up. That is pretty. That's why I needed to hook up the Iridium, so that you guys could hear that stereo mix. Turn that down a bit to be a bit more normal. You could use it just a little bit of splash of reverb like that. Or just max it out, right? What am I playing there? Next up is the chorus and reverb. Now the modify adjusts the depth of the chorus on here. The reverb just stays the same. Turn it all the way off. Minimum setting. Maximum setting. Ready to go on to the next one. You get it? Here is a flanger or flanger, and reverb, of course. Same sort of thing. Turn up the depth with the modify switch. Or turn it down or off. Obviously, that'll sound more dramatic with one of the high gain sorts of amps on here. Next up is the vintage Tremolo and reverb, of course. Modify affects the speed. After that, we have the vibratone and reverb. Same sort of thing, speed adjustment on the modify. After that is the harmonic trem. A little bit sloppy there. Then we start getting into the delays. This is a slapback delay. The modify adjusts the mix. Turn it way down if we want. Or off. But why would you do that? Why would you turn off a delay? And then we have the tape delay. I think this is my go-to. Turn that mix all the way up. After that, we have the chorus plus delay plus reverb. one, the Modify controls the delay mix again. And then lastly, we have the 2290 delay plus reverb. This one gives you a time control over the delay. It also has a stereo thing going on, like the repeats fade back and forth. It's not ping-ponging, but it fades back and forth. Listen for that. I think that one and the tape delay and obviously the spring reverb are my go-tos. Now let's go back to that hall reverb and we'll start exploring the other amps. We have been on the 65 Twin plus compressor. Next up is the 65 Deluxe. Crispier. Has more of like a tube drive, tube compression sort of thing going on versus that studio compression sound of the previous setting. Let's try it out with the spring reverb. All the way up. After that, we have a 57 Twin. All right, I'll turn down the reverb just a little bit. After that, we have the 60s British setting. I'm looking at this little cheat card, by the way, which is why I keep staring into the distance and going, the 60s British setting. All right, I'll go back to the hall reverb so it won't be so distracting. Clearly a chimey, sparkly, sort of voxy sort of sound. After that, the 65 Deluxe plus green box. That means Tube Screamer, right? Let's try it with some different EQ settings. Turn up that EQ all the way. Turn it down all the way. It's nice to have a tube screamer style sound in there for people that like that sort of thing. I typically don't. I'm typically not into tube screamers. Right, next up is the 70s British. More like Voxy sort of sounds here. Higher gain. This is the line where I need to like bring in humbuckers. Because it's just more and more high gain stuff after this point. I'm going to use this D'Angelico Deluxe Brighton here, double humbuckers. I think it's going to do the higher gain sounds a little bit better justice than the Jazzmaster. I think it's going to be a better reference anyways. You can use any guitar with any sound. I think people messing around with the high gain sounds or shopping for the higher gain sounds are going to want to hear humbuckers through this. Whoa, Black Betty. Bam-a-lam. I think it is neat that you do hear a difference. Even with a little thing like this, a little kind of like multi-effect amp plug sort of thing, you hear a difference from pickup to pickup. The amount of gain has changed, the voicing has changed. It responds. It responds to the output level of your instrument. Honestly, so far, with the sound quality of this thing, if it was covered up and someone asked me, what product is this? I probably would say that it's like an HX Stomp or something like that. It sounds really good. I'm really impressed with the audio quality of this little headphone plug thing. And I'm sure there's lots of ways it doesn't stack up to a full multi-effect unit at all. But the fact that you can plug it in, run it off a battery, plug in your headphones, and jam with some sounds that I think are really great is pretty impressive. What am I on? What have I been doing? The 70s British? Next up is the 90s American. I'm assuming this is like a Mesa style thing. Like a 90s dual rectifier sort of sound. Yeah, that's that like 90s pop punk sound. All right, on to the next amp setting. This is the Basebreaker 15. Not totally sure what that means. But the light is orange, so maybe it's an orange amp sort of sound. After that is the FBE 100. What does FBE 100 mean? Tell me in the comments. I want to throw some delay on that. Go back to that hall reverb, if I can find it. There you are. Next up is the Metal 2000. There you go. I feel like I should drop D for this. Just brutal, right guys? I feel like it's decent for like a 90s grunge sort of sound. Lastly, there's two more. The Uber. You need to get picked up from the airport. This is the amp sim to call. Ooh, fully mid-scooped. High gain. That was all just nonsense. Total and utter nonsense. All right, one more setting, and it's a studio preamp. It's nice and clean, nothing going on there, totally crazy like the last one. That's probably the setting to use with like an acoustic instrument, like the ukulele or the Acoustasonic or something like that. It sounds pretty though. Max out that reverb. Or delay, it's a delay. Let's find that green reverb. So pretty. What should I do next? Bluetooth. I should do Bluetooth stuff. Like, one of the biggest things I do with this when I'm sitting on the couch jamming with it, practicing with it, is I pair it to my phone, which it probably already is doing right now. Yeah, my phone says it's got little headphone things on there. And then I find like a jam track, and it plays through my headphones so I can jam along to it. Guitar backing track. Let's see what we can find. Slow country ballad in C.
Our world's broken. We need to work.
Oh, that's slow. All right. The idea. I could also pull up, like a copyrighted song that could get this video flagged for demonetization.
I'm building an alliance. I need warriors.
Let's see how much I can play before it gets me demonetized. The idea. I'm sure I only played a few short seconds of that. Something that's really impressed me is how well the tones of this little device here hold up when I'm playing against recorded music, when I'm playing against well-known tracks, famous guitar tracks, and it still sounds good to me. It's pretty impressive. I know there's a lot of other headphone plugs out there on the market. I don't have experience with the vast majority of them, but this thing has impressed me way more than I thought it would. If you've got one that you think sounds way better, then comment about it down below. But I don't know, guys. I've been having a great time playing with it. What next? Baritone. Let's have some baritone fun. I guess the purpose of this is to see how it handles a lower tuned instrument. Say if you play baritone or like 7 or 8 string or maybe even bass guitar, this might be helpful to you. Sounds fine on that setting to me. Let's do neck pickup with the tone all the way down. Turn that reverb all the way off. Maybe that'll provide a little bit of a preview for people wondering if this would be appropriate for like bass practice. I mean, it sounds fine to me. Roll the tone back here on the unit itself. I'm not hearing anything where it sounds like the low end is freaking it out or flubbing it in any way. Does it doom? I think it might doom, guys. I want to try out the Acoustasonic on that clean preamp setting, just because I'm curious. I might like the sound of the acoustic settings better through the amp settings than the preamp settings. All right, what next? Let's tune up this Telecaster style Jennings here. Then I think I'm gonna answer some Instagram questions. When I got this in the mail, I jumped on Instagram and I asked people if they had any questions about it. This will be fun, right? 69 comments. Nice. Huge thanks to everyone that wanted to ask another question and they didn't. You're the MVP. Someone asked, does it drip? I've already established it doesn't, but it does a sound that's close enough that it makes me happy. Someone asked, should I buy one? That's totally up to you. Did you hear anything in this video or any other videos, any other sound samples anywhere that made you think like, wow, I need that in my life? Does it fill a role for you? Do you need a practice plug sort of situation? That's totally on you. I can't make that decision for you. Clifton Worley from the Clifton Worley Show asked, I have a question. How well would something like this work at the end of your pedal board for a direct solution, say at church? I know there would have to be some adapters thrown in to make it work. Just curious. I certainly like the price point. They're $100. They're like 99 bucks. Let's throw some pedals at it. I haven't done anything like this yet, so we'll see how it works out. Maybe we'll all be surprised. All right, I've got all the effects off on the Mustang Micro here. Try out the True Spring. Now there is a surf reverb. More importantly, let's check out some of the drive sounds. Fuzz can be a really great tool to figure out how your rig is filtering your sound because it gives you this big wall of static as a point of reference. This is a big muff sort of deal, obviously. Let's try a few different amps. I think in the case of high gain fuzz sorts of stuff, the cleaner amps on here are the way to go. Let's see how the Tube Screamer hits it. I think it sounds fine with some pedals hitting it. I don't know, did you hear anything that you liked? Did you hear anything that you didn't like? I think as far as using it with a pedal board live, if you're already invested in a pedal board and multiple pedals, I think you should just go for, you know, like an Iridium or the Walrus AC S1, or, you know, a cab loader, you know, some sort of, you know, pedal that does amps on your board. I think you could use this in a pinch for sure with the right adapter, but I think if you're using a pedal board, you should just commit. You should commit to it, and you should get a pedal that's built specifically around that. But then again, in a pinch, you could use it. It's rechargeable. You can't power it externally. At least I don't think you can. Maybe you can plug it into USB and have it be powered while you're playing. If 4 hours is enough for you to gig off of, you could give it a try. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't want to make the decision for you. You make the decision and tell me in the comments section. Lollygagger Effects asks, was this needed? I don't know, man. People are going to buy it. If they want it, they're going to buy it. Whether they need it or not is not for me to judge. Does it have true bypass? Come on. It's a headphone amp. Nick Scott asks, can you turn it into a budget Waza Air by plugging in a battery-powered Bluetooth adapter, connecting the other end to some headphones, or pairing it with some Bluetooth headphones? I don't know. I don't own any Bluetooth headphones. I suppose if you had Bluetooth headphones that you could plug a little receiver in right there, then that would do the trick. So yes. Does it bass? I did the baritone on it. I turned the tone all the way down, all the way low. It sounded like it would take bass to me. Will it work with the Telecaster style output jack? That is a good question. I think this is the only guitar I have right now that has the cup on it. No, I've got the Harmony. The Harmony has the cup too, but that's upstairs right now. Let's see. Let's see if it'll plug in. Yep. It's in there totally secure. It works just fine with a Telecaster style plug. Yeah, mystery solved. Might as well try a Strat jack while we're at it. Yeah, no problem. Actually fits in there perfectly. It's like it was meant for a Strat. Go figure. Fender built a headphone plug that works with a Strat. Doesn't really work that way, but that way is like perfect. Rechargeable? Yeah, obviously. Someone says, oh, come on with this thing. It's so lame. Do you guys agree? Is this lame? I don't think it's lame. I think it's fun. Does it gent? I don't know, because I dejonked to gent. Can you stack multiple effects, or is it just one at a time? It's just what I showed. You can't get in there and be like, well, I want to combine tremolo with chorus and then spring reverb. No, it's what you get. What you see is what you get. You just scroll through there. You're not getting to do fancy kind of like effect building sorts of things like that. It's pretty limited in that way. It's a curated multi-effect is what's going on here. They've given you a selection of stuff that they've dialed in, and you're not going to get yourself in trouble, you know, like coming up with some sort of wild combination of effects that you dreamed up. What does it taste like? Asks Bobby Grout. Here we go. The question none of the other channels will answer. It tastes like plastic. It has a bit of like a petroleum oil coated sort of taste there. It doesn't taste like food. I'll say that. It does not taste like food. How good does it actually sound? It sounds good to me. You know what? Let's do a comparison right now. I didn't think I was gonna do this, but let's do this. I have another headphone plug here from another brand. We'll do a quick comparison. And you know what? We're gonna start off with the other brand. I have a Kuvave headphone amp here that they sent me recently. I don't know if I'm gonna do a full video for it because honestly it doesn't sound great to me, and honestly the controls on it are kind of confusing. I need to dive into this whole manual for it that's worded in a pretty confusing way to figure out if I can turn off effects and change settings and stuff like that, because all I can figure out so far is how to get through the presets. But this is what this sounds like. If this sounded like this, I would say that this didn't sound good. Now a quick scroll through comparison. I don't need to go through the rest of it. You get the idea. This sounds way better than this other cheaper thing here. I had my doubts when I first saw this be announced. I was like, oh, it's going to be like an OEM. It's going to sound like any other headphone plug out there. I'm not sure that's the case anymore. It sounds like a really decent, like multi-effect unit now. I might do a video in the future where I shoot it out against like the HX Stomp or something like that to see just how it holds up to a full-size multi-effect unit. But compared to like a cheap plug like this, it smokes it. It just smokes it. So whether or not it sounds good is totally subjective. That's up to you to answer. It's up to you to decide if it makes sounds that you want based on, you know, the sounds that I got out of it, the sounds that other channels get, the sound samples provided by Fender and things like that. Make your own decisions with your own ears. Does it work without headphones? Well, I'm running it technically without headphones. You could run it into an external like Bluetooth speaker or something like that. You could run it into your computer. You could run it into all sorts of things. A PA, a boombox, I don't know. So yeah, you don't need headphones. I will say though that like anything that you are monitoring with headphones, what you're using is gonna really determine the quality of your experience. I'm using pretty nice headphones here. These are Sennheiser HT300 Pros, certainly more expensive than this plug. I have a really great experience with them. I haven't tried it with cheap earbuds because I don't own any cheap earbuds that have that 3.5 millimeter plug. All the earbuds I have are Apple earbuds with that annoying little USB plug. So yeah, your mileage may vary based on your headphones. Drag Me Over the Rainbow asks, why? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that there's a why behind this product. There's people who want to practice quietly on their couch while they're watching TV and their family's in the room. There's people who want to practice guitar when they're in their car on their lunch break at work. You know, there's a multitude of situations where you want a silent practice sort of rig, and this definitely fills that role. The why is obvious to me. The price point, I mean, it's 99 bucks. Say you're running a guitar shop. Someone comes in, they buy their first guitar, and they're like, what kind of amp should I get? And you're like, well, how good are you? And they're like, I suck. I'm just starting. Well, your family probably doesn't want to hear you. How about a headphone amp? This will be in the selection of things that they have available. To me, it's a smart product to fill a role in the market. I don't know. This or the Nux MP2. I haven't tried the MP2. People who have tried the MP2, based on my sound samples, what do you think? How does it compare? Does it doom? Yeah, it dooms. Mr. Nobody asks, will it help me find meaning in life? I don't think it's going to directly help you find meaning in your life, but it's going to enable you to play guitar more in situations where you weren't able to play guitar before, when you need to be quiet around the house, or when you sneak into the bathroom at work and you're having your bathroom poops, or when you're sitting in your car, or you're on vacation or something like that. You're going to be able to play guitar. And because you're playing guitar more, you're going to write a hit song. You're going to become famous overnight. The song of the summer, the song of the decade, the song of our generation. It's going to make you ridiculously rich. You're going to be so wealthy. And that's when the real trouble is going to start. You haven't found the meaning in your life yet. You're going to find the opposite of it. You're going to be so wealthy, so well off, but the quality of your life is just going to decline sharply. You're going to find yourself at rock bottom. Rock bottom. Drugs, booze, all kinds of issues, really poor life decisions. And that's when you're going to have a moment of clarity. You're going to start digging yourself out of that trench. You're going to find meaning in your life, getting clean, getting smart, fixing your problems, fixing your broken relationships, and you're going to find what it means to be a truly fulfilled human being. And it's all because of the Fender Mustang Micro. Does it come in left-handed? Come on. How does it compare to the Vox Minis? I don't know. I've never owned one of those, but from what I remember, those are just 1 amp sound per plug. So they're more limited in that way, but maybe that 1 amp sound sounds better. People who own one, let me know. Tell me in the comments. How does it handle the buzz box? I don't have a buzz box. The video I filmed with the buzz box was when I was at JHS, and Josh has a buzz box. Can you bypass any of its effects and use it with the line out of an amp that doesn't have a headphone amp? I don't know. I'd be afraid to test that out. I don't want to fry it by plugging it into a line out. Amp experts, chime in the comments. Let us know. Would it be safe to plug this into an amp's line out to use it as a headphone output? Does it work with kazoo? All right, okay. It's been a long time, but here I am. I'm going to bust out the electric kazoo, the kazooka. Yeah. Hold on a minute. I forgot you could use this little thing as a microphone too. So yeah, you could use it as a kazoo, you could use it as a microphone. Turn that up. Go for that. Yeah. All right. Sports ball. Grand Canyon. Kazookas are fun if you're good at humming a song. Apparently I'm not. Any other good questions in here? This is going to be a long video. Can it actually make me look as cool as the person on the box playing it? And how well does it stay in the guitar jack? Okay, I already answered that. He is asking about a Stratocaster jack. Guy on the box. I mean, the guy on the box is just kind of gray. I believe in you. I think that you have it within yourself without this product to look cooler than the guy on the box. I mean, if you want to look just like the guy on the box, you got to paint yourself completely gray and wear a set of black headphones and then plug the little micro in here. But I believe in you. I think you can look cooler than this guy. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked. Click all the links, please. I use affiliate links, and that helps me pay my bills. That's the reality of it. It puts food on the roof, diapers on the table, and it means a lot to me if you just use my links. So anyways, bye everyone. Stay grounded.